Roger Stone here. Every day you wait, your money loses value, but gold and silver don't follow those same rules. American Sovereign Bullion gives you access to a nationwide wholesaler network, helping you secure aggressive pricing on real physical metals. Call 844-272-2428 now to get your free gold and silver guide to learn how to protect your wealth with physical gold and silver, delivered right to your door or with a gold IRA. Visit asbgold.com. That's asbgold.com for your free gold and silver guide today.
My next guest, who's really a friend of mine for a long time, and Danielle's, we love him, big-time immigration attorney, but he is a Nassau County Great Neck guy, loves Bruce as well, Abraham Hamra. AB, welcome back to Sid Friends in the morning, buddy. How are you?
Good morning, Sid. Today's a great morning, after the Knicks win yesterday. We're feeling good this morning.
I know you love the Knicks, and I know you've got, Abe has about 90 kids. I don't know, his lovely wife, Rachel. They keep banging them out. I know your little boys, they love the Knicks, right? All of them, right?
We love them. We love them. We were up. We were so happy yesterday. Seeing the score, seeing the blowout. That's exactly what we need against Philly, for sure.
Yeah, the last couple of games, I was at the Yankee game last night, and they put the Knicks score on the scoreboard, and it was 73-51 at halftime, and the crowd gave us, nice applause. And so it's been easy the last 2 days, and hopefully they can keep that up. Now, I want your job to be easy, getting signatures for this petition. This flotilla thing all started really with Greta Thunberg. She was the first famous name to end up on one of these Palestinian flotillas, these ridiculous morons. But tell us exactly, A.B. Hamra, what you're looking for my listeners or your residents to do.
Yeah, so thank you for bringing me on, Sid. Honestly, this is an idea inspired by our horrendous mayor, Mayor Zoran Mamdani. When he saw the Gaza flotilla stopped or intercepted, he demanded an investigation and said that there could have been violations of international law. Now, as an attorney, I understand 100% that there isn't. The Palmer report from the UN already stated the legality of intercepting Gaza flotillas when investigated then. But it did give me an idea.
Well, hold on a second. Before you move any further, Gaza flotillas. I don't know the answer to this. I'm actually admitting ignorance. Again, I'm familiar with Greta Thunberg, that idiot. And for a while there, she was just a young kid who's been being taken advantage of. Now she's an idiot. When you say Gaza flotillas, have there been a bunch of these boats? A bunch?
There has been a bunch of them, and this is a repeated tactic. This isn't new. This is decades old. The big international Gaza flotilla incident happened in 2010, where people said that Israel illegally seized the boat in international waters and therefore is a violation of international law. The UN actually investigated it and released something called the Palmer report, which indicated very clearly that Israel had the authority to intercept and stop the Gaza flotilla of 2010. Nothing legally has changed to change the analysis of that decision.
Interesting. Okay, so Greta is relatively old in what's been what you're describing as a 16-year-old issue. Okay, so what's the next step now?
So the idea that I came with is, so this investigation against Israel is useless, but there is an investigation that should be had. And there were 8 Americans, at least, if I'm not mistaken, that were on board this flotilla. Now, this flotilla was organized by the PCPA. The U.S. Treasury Department put the PCPA on its sanction list on OFAC sanctions and stated that they act at the behest of Hamas. The U.S. government needs to investigate each and every single American on board that flotilla to make sure they did not violate the OFAC rules, and 2, they did not violate 18 U.S.C. 2339B, which is providing material support to a terrorist organization. I feel that the Department of Justice should take this on and should at least investigate these individuals. So I started a petition demanding the DOJ, start an investigation. The petition's about a day old. And we already have about 1,300 signatures. I'm really looking to break 10 to 15,000 by the end of this week. So every single listener, I need you. We need your support. Please go to change.org/flotilla terror and sign the petition. It takes 30 seconds, and let's get these people investigated.
All right, change.org/flotilla terror. And you want to make sure that these people who are on these boats who are doing nothing but causing trouble, they're investigated to the fullest, yes?
Absolutely. Investigated for potentially providing material support to terrorist organization, but surely investigated for working with a sanctioned entity, the PCPA, who organized this flotilla. Doing that by itself can carry penalties of up to 20 years in prison. So each and every single American should be investigated by the DOJ. There's more than enough there.
You know what's interesting, AB? You're a Trump supporter. Can I say that, or would you rather I didn't?
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, you're a Trump supporter. You're a proud Jewish, and you're a great voice. You know, I limit the amount of people. You're a friend, so it doesn't really count. Your family, but I limit the amount of influencers and people I bring on now because I made the point earlier when Samantha Edis was in studio that I think that we're starting to hurt ourselves now. You know, we yelling and screaming every day, and people have had enough. You know, look, it's one thing when you find swastikas on a shul in Queens like we did 2 days ago, or swastikas on a house where a man lived who survived the Holocaust, or what you're doing now with this flotilla. These are important things, and you got to bring it up. But, you know, every single day to do videos about something, and I hate to say it, AB, but somewhere down the road, people lose interest. I compare it to Nancy Guthrie. You know, it's like after a while, they don't want to hear it anymore. You know, the plight of this, the plight of that. What is that now?
I said even worse. It could dilute a real issue.
Well, that's my point, right? And I feel like we got 9,000 influencers, and they're at an event every night in the city. There's 90 million organizations. I've never heard of these people. I love my friend Michael Rappaport. He was on the show 2 days ago. This guy hosting this, I never heard of these people. And after a while, you start to dilute, like you just said, the real issue. We still have issues. Anti-Semitism is at an all-time high, but we got to be careful because when you start yelling every day, you do dilute the message. What do you think about that?
I do agree, and I think the message is bigger than anti-Semitism. The message really is reclaiming America's identity and moving forward in a future that is sustainable for all of Americans. The issues that we're facing as Jews that are anti-Semitic are really symptoms of a major issue. It's not going to stop there. So I do agree with you. I think we need to change our approach a little bit and kind of take it back from immediately charging at anti-Semitism and then just attack them on logic, on flaws, and their anti-American ideals that are leading to the moral rot and the collapse of our societies and institutions that have brought us to this point.
You just said it perfectly, because when you go anti-American first, God, that was perfect, AB. I have no idea how good that was. When you say anti-American first, no, I'm serious. Now you've invited everybody into the room, not just people who go to shul or put on tefillin. Now you've invited everybody into the room. And if we're going to fix these issues, including anti-Semitism, you better get a healthy helping of Christians or you're dead meat. Bottom line.
Absolutely. And you know what? At the end of the day, there's this instinct that we have that we need to make people like us, that we need to prove our value to society. I think our value is self-evident. As Jews, as Americans, it is self-evident what we bring to the society. We do not need to convince anybody. We do not need to beg for their acceptance. It is to their benefit, our acceptance. Our rejection is going to be to the detriment of those who are hating, who are trying to increase anti-Semitism against us. Those communities that get rid of their Jews never pan out. So really the issue, again, is are you American or are you anti-American ideals? And this petition, the Gaza Flotilla, forget Jews. Do you really want Americans going out there and supporting internationally designated terrorist organizations? 9/11 happened here in New York, in America. This type of ideology affects us here as Americans, not just Jews.
That's a terrific job. Give out the URL one more time so folks can help out.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. It's change.org/flotilla terror.
All right. Abraham Hamra, you never disappoint, whether it's on Instagram or on this show. You're always great. Hopefully you'll get all those petitions. You deserve it. It's a worthwhile cause. Excellent job, baby. Thank you so much.
Thank you, brother.
God bless you. Abraham Hamra right there, Great Neck resident, terrific guy, and immigration attorney right here on Sid Friends in the Morning.
Thanks for listening to Sid and Friends in the Morning. You can hear Sid and Friends in the Morning weekday mornings at 6. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder.
What the heck is going on here?
Let me tell you about ProHealthConnect.com. It's transforming healthcare payments, providing retailers a seamless process for over-the-counter and healthy benefit programs. By connecting retailers, health plans, and payment processors, ProHealth Connect creates one powerful, unified network. They empower independent grocers and pharmacies to accept health benefit cards without changing how they do business. With over 10,000 locations nationwide, helping more than 1.3 million people access the care and nutrition they need. Go to ProHealthConnect.com.